Hello and welcome to Mythic Thunderlute, a fantasy RPG podcast musical.
Yeah.
I'm Lillian Castillo.
I'm Jake Black.
I'm Michael Daugherty.
I'm Steve Guadalunas.
And I'm Leah Cotto.
And that is the team. And here we go again to episode 2. Yeah, we're doing it.
Yes.
How's everyone feeling?
Great.
I feel good.
Yeah. I'm amped because I feel like we've gotten the plane off the ground now, and I was white knuckling it last week, and now I'm like, purple knuckling it.
Yeah.
Better.
Week 3 is when you landed on the Hudson.
My God, are you calling me the Sully of game makers?
I'm calling you the Sully Sullenberger of game making. Of
What an honor.
yeah.
My word.
Yeah. Tom Hanks is gonna play you someday.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is going to play you. They're just going to put all those dots over his face to look into like young him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna
Because they're
go
just like, he's
Irishman
the
on
best.
Tom Hanks just with your face.
Oh my
That's
Lord.
no one needs to see that.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready to do
Are
this.
we ready to do this?
Let's
Are we
do it.
going forward? I am going to take this opportunity to hand it over to our man of the hour, our game master, our dungeon master, Midori. Wah, wah, wah.
Here's that deal. Our 4 players will improvise their way through a fantasy-style role-playing game of my making. After we record, we add sound effects, underscoring full-fledged musical numbers, and special guest voices. And boom, there you have an episode. Sound good?
Yes.
Oh, that's
yeah.
fine. That sounds
Reasonable.
Great. Then let's play Mythic Thunderlute.
Here we go.
Hey, Steve, can you give me a previously on Mythic Thunderlute?
All right. Yep. Previously. Just that?
Previously on Mythic Thunderlute, yeah.
Previously. On Mythic Thunderlute.
Ooh, stunning.
Thank you. I thought for a minute you wanted me to do the recap. And I was
that would be so much to ask of you in the moment. Best
Just
you can,
throwing it
under a
cold.
minute.
I saw the fear in your eyes. You were like, yeah, sure, okay.
Eager gnome Pugface Doodleop discovers that her musical idol Edgar Hawk has been secretly living with her childhood friend, Roscoe Chubb. When Jocasta Stormwood arrives from the forest with Roscoe's herb delivery, the spark of a jade causes a wood nymph to appear. She pleads with the group to stop the digging of the Talia Shire mines, which is poisoning the forest of Stormwood, by reviving the elven god known as Mares. As they travel toward the god's shrine in Borstead, their nation's capital, they encounter a traveling musician who inspires them and is then immediately killed. Soon, they acquire horses and the group arrives in Borstead just in time to hear the announcement of the Founders' Day Bicentennial in 2 weeks' time. At the shrine of Mares, an optimistic monk ushers them within, but when they perform a song that revives the old god and share the wood nymph's plea, Mares decides the best course of action is to wage war with their civilization. He proceeds to fly through the roof, destroying the shrine and leaving our travelers in shock. We begin. As you stare at the sky, Maris's red glow fades into the heavens. By the time you lower your gaze to take in the shrine that lays crumbled around you, you notice the bystanders of Borstead Square staring at you, baffled. As some begin to murmur to one another, many more rush forward with concern. My word, are you okay? What happened?
It was the monk that did it.
Well, we all, if we remember, were trying to pray to the god when we discovered that we needed to clear the mines and vines and moss away, yes? And
Yes.
so we lit some quick fire, yes, to clear away when, boom, right? The whole place combusted.
Yes. Certainly not a song did this or anything.
The old monk is gonna roll deception, and he's gonna crit fail.
No.
And based on that performance, that feels apt. So the crowd is kind of like, okay, and they're really skeptically and eerily just gonna back away from you and return to their places in the square. They're kind of all murmuring to one another now.
Ooh, can I try to enthrall everyone in sort of like the square area? The square
Absolutely.
area?
What do you do?
Okay. Should I roll for it, Michael?
Yeah.
It's a regular old 16 there, friend.
Yeah, that'll do. What do you do, Edgar?
good people, as we know, sometimes, from time to time, things like this happen. Dead gods come back to life and seek revenge.
You
So,
hear
as
you
can
hear people
see,
now start to murmur to one another. They seem like a little panicked, enthralled but panicked now. And you see the Kingsguard emerging from Orion's keep.
I think it's time to go.
Yes,
come on.
the Kingsguard monk. You're there, brother. Brother, what's your name?
I am called Herman.
Ah, Herman. The Kingsguard. That's just a daily stroll they take. That's just making the rounds.
I wouldn't want to risk it. I recommend you follow me now.
Let's
right.
listen
Yeah, let's
to him,
go. I'm
please.
going with
Can
him.
we? Thank you.
The monk looks back at you and says, "We can talk while we eat. Fast food or upscale pub?"
Oh,
Upscale
either.
pub.
Either way.
Upscale.
Are you paying?
Upscale? I'm not paying. No, I don't have any money. I've
Fast
taken a
food.
vow of
Maybe the
poverty.
fast food might
Yeah.
be better
Fast food,
for
please.
our wallet.
Yeah, definitely.
Very well. He nods and he makes a beeline down the street and through the front door of a colorful hut known as Beef Sovereign, the popular Edenian fast food franchise. The outside is adorned with cartoon images of King Daniel, the ruler at the time the franchise was founded, who was brutally slain by his nephew. There are 6 available hitching posts outside.
Oh, Beef Sovereign.
I hear
love
it's
this
not even
place.
beef.
This place is so good. We do it every Thursday.
Did
Delicious.
you have anything fresh here,
fresh?
Roscoe?
Yeah,
Like a
probably
salad,
some lettuce,
some
a tomato,
kind.
or something. You know, you get an onion.
I ain't never had fast food. This is gonna be fine.
Jocasta, give me a perception roll.
Okay. Ooh, 14.
Great. While hitching up Smelly, you see a tall, thin, black wooden structure across the street known in Edenia as a K-Ren outpost. You're reminded that your mother expected to hear from you if you didn't return home.
Oh, goose poop. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go and send my mama a message at this K-Ren post, okay?
Jocasta, you cross the street to the K-Ren outpost. Inside, a bespectacled and tiny human sits behind a desk, counting Gelder and scrawling notes. Above, you notice rows of rafters crisscrossing their way up to the ceiling, upon which are perched dozens upon dozens of K-Rens. Ravens with "Can I speak to your manager" haircuts, which serve as the messenger birds to the citizens of Edenia. Their chatter fills the room. My last client only tipped me like 2 Gelder, so I told him I feel assaulted by your lack of generosity.
Jocasta feels extremely uncomfortable. Excuse me, I'd like to send a message to the Stormwood, please.
He looks up from counting and says, "Welcome to the outpost. Send a K to make someone's day. Pay up front."
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, wait, there's more on the bottom. Wait, and she's
boy.
ruffling around.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Here's 12.
And as soon as you get the final Gelder on his desk, he beckons up to the rafters, "Ladies, next in line," and proceeds to place a small velvet pillow upon his desk. A K-Ren flutters down, muttering, "Ugh, rude, I have a name. It's Kathy."
Hi, Kathy. I need you to send a message to my mama, Minerva, in Stormwood. Okay. Let her know that I am safe, that I have traveled to Borstead because I have become aware of a problem that needs taking care of in order to protect our business.
Is that all?
That's it. Yeah, tell her that I love her.
You got it. And she judgmentally flies away. Anything else?
There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way to send your love to your family than these birds. No offense. I hope you have a really, really nice day.
I won't.
I hope. Oh, well then, I hope you go slowly deaf.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me.
Oh, you're welcome. Bye now.
Meanwhile, inside Beef Sovereign, fatty aromas fill the air. Dozens of wealthy humans sit hunched over, devouring their food in shame. At the front, a pimple-faced teen stands at the counter in a paper crown and colorful uniform.
I'll have three to double.
Hello, welcome to Beef Sovereign, home of the king-slaying quadruple-decker combo. What shall you feast upon today?
I'll have 2 of those, please. I'll take 3 apple pies. I'll have 1 large fry, and I'll take 3 soft drinks, please. That's just for me. I don't know what my friends want.
That's just for you. Great. Hi. Do you? I know that. No. Do you have any type of salad, sautéed greens?
We have
Garlic?
burgers ranging from single to quadruple decker. We have Capon Krispies, and as sides you could get mead, fries, or Princess Haddock fish bites.
What vegan options do you have?
Guys, come on. It's called Beef Sovereign.
At this moment, Jocasta Stormwood enters from across the street.
She takes a big, deep breath and goes, "This food doesn't smell right. I'll try the fish bites, please."
Fantastic. Would you like to
Wait.
sovereign size that for only 2 Gelder more?
Yes, but I have a question. How close are we to an ocean?
To the ocean? That's a very good question. A day's journey on horseback? I can assure you we did not get this fish in this morning. And before you know it, your food is dropped on the counter by a very focused young dwarf. Thank ye for choosing Beef Sovereign. Have a royal day.
The god Mars. He said he was going to wage war on us, on the kingdom.
He said Edenia, yes.
How serious do you think that is?
Well, considering that he is the god of agriculture and war, it could be quite serious. Mares is not omnipotent. He answers to Zodindra, the god of all.
Oh. Oh, so we just go to Zodindra and make a plea before Zodindra?
The god of all is known for his wisdom and calm. The only thing is, all remaining houses of worship to the gods of old lie in the elf nation, Kar Katara.
Very clearly, this is where things end for me. It has been lovely getting to know all of you over the past 48 hours. I must be on my way. Edgar lays down his tray and begins to go for the door. I'm sorry. No.
You gotta
don't
finish
get to
it.
leave. You stay on my couch for nothing. You
This
do
is
nothing.
true.
You do nothing. But insult me. You're not leaving. You're not going anywhere, buddy. We
If
just
I
gotta
were
go
to
another
return to
town.
Karkatara, it would be a death sentence.
Nobody
Didn't
knows
that
you.
god say that we are a band?
Right.
Did he or did he not christen us
We have made
as
this
a
commitment.
band?
Yes, he christened us as a band. That nutcase christened us as a band. I don't
you
take that for
accept
very
it.
much.
I cannot believe this. You're gonna
I mean,
walk
you
around,
cannot
you're gonna
deny
be-
that we sounded amazing
You
together.
sound really good.
I'm not really looking to get into a band.
The monk comes forward. All the color has drained from his face, and he says to Edgar, "I knew it. You're Edgar non Quendelari, the fallen prince."
Wait, now
keep your
he's a
voice
I
prince.
mean, now you gotta go. This guy knows you. You know what I mean? Come on.
Have you not told them?
No.
No.
What's that about?
Unbelievable.
All right, so, before I was Edgar Hawk of Elfmother, I was Edgar non-Quindalari, heir to the throne of Karkatara, and I maybe
You're
forsook
fucking royalty?
my throne in order to follow the music that I loved and that I heard, and I founded the band, but it did lead to a bit of a banishment from Karkatara and a promise of death should I ever return from my sister, who's quite serious when she makes threats like that. So.
Access to the sanctuary can only be granted by the queen herself. So something to keep in mind as we proceed.
I shall go in disguise.
There you go.
Brilliant.
So we're going to disguise Edgar. We're going to Karkatara to go to the wait. What?
We're going to the
Wait.
nation's capital of Redfear so that we can attempt to
Right.
gain access to the sanctuary of Zodindra.
Sanctuary. Right. Great. I'm ready.
You get up to leave. Everyone roll perception.
I got an unnatural 20.
So,
Natty one.
Jocasta, You notice, before you leave the restaurant, you see out the window, Kingsguard are inspecting your horses.
Oh, somebody's checking out our rides, y'all.
No.
Quickly, I must disguise myself now. Into the chamber, into the water closet. Come. Especially you, Pugface. You know your way around clothing. Come.
Oh, I do. I really do.
All right, you pile into this bathroom.
I am going to disguise myself as King Cyrus.
Oh.
When the Kingsguard, who are inspecting our horses right now, see me, I should simply order them away, for I am King Cyrus.
Wouldn't that bring more attention to you, though?
Yeah.
For a brief moment, but we're leaving, we're going, we're out of Borsted.
He's right. It may be worth a try if we want to recover the horses.
Let's do it. We can try.
I mean, at this point, what the hell?
What does the King Cyrus, what does he sound like when he talks?
Well, I'm not one for impressions, but kind of like, I say, you there, I demand you to leave my court instantly. Something like that.
Oh,
Good.
Edgar sort of like flashes his hands in front of his face a few times, and then suddenly it's like, it's like he's Arya in fucking Game of Thrones or something. I don't know. He's just like, how's that?
Can you give me a roll for it?
Certainly.
To see the quality of your disguise?
Oh, fucking shit. It's an 8.
Okay, so you've got the equivalent of like a community theater version of a King Cyrus costume. It's kind of like someone putting their finger in front of their nose to pretend they have a mustache. It's like, it's not super convincing. And Herman's kind of like,
the king looks like?
It's something.
Well, it'll have to do for now. Come on.
Wait. Didn't you just say that Pugface is really good with like costumes and disguises? Maybe she should try and do it.
We gotta get something better than this. We're gonna be dead.
Oh, all right. Do your worst, Pugface.
Great.
Okay.
Pugface, give it a shot. Add proficiency to whatever you roll, so you can.
Okay, great. It's this with a. Oh fuck! Sorry, it's a 5.
Okay. She does her best, but because Edgar's shoddy workmanship was so rough to begin with, it's kind of like polishing a turd right now. All right, let's see what happens. Go.
Edgar steps out of the bathroom.
Okay.
Greetings, my subjects. Yes, it is. And as he's saying this, he's sort of like making his way out the door towards. Oh yes, there's my steed. Finally. Come along, my people in waiting. We must to the keep.
Herman the monk kind of throws his hood over his head and follows behind.
Bless you, Padre.
As everyone kind of stares at you in total bafflement. You step outside the door where the Kingsguard appear to be inspecting your horses. And you've captured all of their attention. They stare at you.
Good men of Borsted, I thank you for your attention to my steed, but I must mount it and be on my way.
Roll deception.
Please. That's gonna be 15.
Okay. Surprisingly, despite your horrible disguise, the Kingsguard all immediately kneel and say, "My sovereign, I did not realize you were here. These steeds belong to you. We thought they were the horses of the terrorists."
Perfectly understandable. I came in through the back, and as we all know, horses tend to look like other horses. So I shall be on this horse and on my way.
Absolutely, my sovereign. We shall continue to search the square for the terrorists.
Indeed. I think they went that way, pointing to the complete opposite direction that we are going to be heading in.
Great, and the 10 Kingsguard soldiers march off back toward the square.
Hail to thee, men of Edenia!
I cannot believe that actually worked.
That
And
was
she jumps on a horse.
I hop on Nick Foles and begin to regally but quickly make my way.
Herman the monk asks, "Who do I ride with?"
Oh, you could ride with me.
You continue along on horseback for a few miles. when suddenly you notice the terrain notably change. Just ahead of you, at the road's end, massive elvwood trees extend into the sky. Jocasta, Roscoe, and Pugface, you stare in awe as you've never seen a trunk nearly as wide nor as tall. You've reached the Karkataran border.
Oh, these trees are nice. Take it from me. I've grown up around a lot of trees, and these are grade A trees.
You enter Karkatara and proceed through the Elvwood forest. Before long, you hear a voice from high above you yell, "Hold!" A horn is blown. And dozens of elven soldiers descend from the trees. They appear to use blades affixed to their wrists to scale the mammoth trunks. Tension mounts. A platoon of soldiers arrives from the east on horseback. Chief among them, a gnarled and truly ancient elf whom Edgar recognizes as General Alvar, commander of the Karkataran army and Edgar's former mentor.
Okay, what do I remember about General Alvar?
So General Alvar is the guy, he was sort of assigned to prepare you for the throne when you were young, but he actually taught you the lute, which led you down the path that you ended up taking. You have a very warm spot in your heart for him, and he always did you. You haven't seen him in, 1,400 years since you were banished. And he's like 3,000 years old.
All right. Edgar stifles back a little lump in his throat when he sees General Alvar and carries on with his King Cyrus bit.
Great.
Greetings to thee, O elves. I am King Cyrus of the nation of Edenia, and I have come upon a diplomatic mission in order to re-establish diplomatic relations between our two nations. Take me to your leader.
You hear some of the soldiers murmuring like, I didn't realize there was problems with our diplomatic relationship. And give me a deception check.
Clearly not up on my history here. 22.
Okay. Everyone seems to buy it. And General Alvar hops off his horse and says, "Greetings, King Cyrus. I wasn't expecting your arrival. You wish to speak with the Queen?"
The Queen herself, yes.
I see. And could you elaborate on what you wish to say to her?
Perhaps more trade and commerce between our two nations would be a benefit to both of us.
I see. Well, very well. We shall escort you to Redfear. Come! And he ably hops upon his horse. We ride east! Yeah! And the platoon of soldiers rides forth. Now then, if you wish to gain counsel with the Queen, I'm afraid she's currently got a bit of a mess on her hands.
Oh, do tell.
What's that?
Well, it begins rather long ago, when a certain Edgar non Quendelari forsakes his throne. After his father died, his sister banished rock music from the land, and for a while it seemed like this land would never rock again. But recently, a new generation of elves has come of age, unable to comprehend why something so joyous could be forbidden.
Oh, so you like rock music now, huh?
Yes, well, a couple of years ago, it was more quiet disobedience. Underground speakeasies where young elves would rock out until the rangers would come in and break up the party. Now, a veritable rock revolution brews in the streets of our capital, and it seems Queen Castani is mere days away from calling in the army to end it.
Oh. Still the tyrant, is she, huh?
Ever so, I'm afraid.
I mean, a good tyrant like I would be if my people were rebelling in such a way.
The elderly elf moves his horse closer and closer to Edgar's horse, and he squints at who he thinks is King Cyrus and very quietly says, "Edgarnon?"
No, 'tis King Cyrus of Eden.
Give me another deception check.
That's a 13.
Okay. General Alvar backs away from you. It feels like you've been outed, though he's not saying anything.
And Edgar rips off his disguise. General, it's me. No, I shall not put an end to any party.
As soon as Edgar tears off his disguise, all of the Karkatarn army draw their bows and train them on Edgar. General Alvar yells, "Halt! He rides east with us, and we discuss it at the campfire tonight."
Okay.
We are a rock and roll band.
I see. Very good.
Yes.
Come. We ride for Redfear. You can stay the night at our barracks, where we shall discuss things further in private.
Did everybody else catch that? He called us a band.
I perked up a little bit. Pugface perked up when she heard Edgar say that we were a rock band.
He admitted it.
Me.
He called us a band.
I think we're friends now.
I think he just says words.
You eventually reach a large stone fortress. Tents, large and small, line the front of the barracks, underneath the largest of which sits a buffet of steaming hot food. Remember, soldiers, guests eat first.
Where's the food? Where do we go?
Thank you so much.
They have the little
really
burners
do.
underneath. Maybe
huh?
those little like, you know,
Absolutely.
little burner things. What do we have? What do we have here?
When you approach the buffet, you're amazed at the quality of the provisions. Steaming piles of chicken and boar lay in large tins, accompanied by a wide array of brightly colored vegetables.
Veggies, they got veg. They got some veg.
Oh, I'm so happy. I don't think I could eat any meat after our lunch this afternoon. Yokosa's going to pick this third campfire, and she's going to put her food down in front of her and be like, if y'all want to pick from my plate while you're waiting to go, you can go ahead and pick, because I'm just going to be like, you know, grabbing a few pieces here and there. And I think I should play some mood music. And she pulls out her little mandolin.
What's the second bonfire?
You've got Alvar with his colonel and majors, and then you've also got a bunch of lieutenants and captains, higher ranking officers, who are sort of talking really seriously to one another.
Are they hot? Like attractive?
Some of them, they're a little older. The younger soldiers are where Jocasta currently
I was
is.
going to say,
I'll
girl,
go
you want
there.
to come my way.
I want to go there.
Okay. You join Jocasta and see these soldiers just scarfing down their food. Okay. Roscoe?
Lovely sight.
I'm going to go to the first fire. So I'm going to go over to the general and his colonel, and I'm just going to sit down.
Great. Roscoe, as you approach the campfire, you hear the end of a tirade from Alvar to his officers. I don't care if he was banished. He could be the very thing we need to de-escalate tensions in Redfear, and I'll be damned if we don't let him try. Roscoe, please join us. I believe my men were just getting ready to fill their plates.
Edgar is sort of hiding behind a tree, just kind of, you know, camping out, making himself scarce, keeping a low prof, as it were.
Do you know where he is, Roscoe?
No, I just told you he's asleep. I have no idea. I don't keep track of him or anything. You know, I could try to find him for you if you need me to.
I would appreciate it.
Hey, Edgar!
All of the camp turns over as Roscoe is bellowing.
Oh, bollocks.
Yeah, I guess he's not here. I don't know. I tried.
I was kind of expecting you to do that more discreetly.
Sorry, one sec.
Great. As you come out from behind the tree, you see Herman has joined Roscoe at the campfire. And as soon as you enter the light, or just before you enter the light, General Alvar rushes to you and embraces you. The only intel I can offer is this. Though rock music has been forbidden for quite a while, folk music has been touted as its direct replacement. And so it became the music of the people. Only now, as the rebels in Redfear demonstrate, not all people. Meanwhile, over at the campfire with the privates and sergeants, one of the soldiers finishes his meal and says to Jocasta, "Hey, bear woman, you Edenians in your rock music. You know, my mom always tells me that rock is entirely reflective of Edenian culture. Vulgar, selfish. You know, you Edenians are so consumed with self that you worship it as a god."
Am I the one that offered you food when I sat down? Does that feel selfish to you? Go ahead, Pugface, because I'm gonna need to take a breath before I
Pugface
address
gets
this
up
person.
and gets up in this guy's face. Hey, what's your name, pal? What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
My name is Private Volcar.
Private Volcar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to take a step back, okay?
Rock and roll is not just about being selfish. Rock and roll music can encompass all feelings, all thoughts, all revolutionary movements, all traditions.
Jojo,
it's
why?
amazing.
You want to talk about tradition? Folk music goes back as far as it can. Watch this. Hey, Private Kunstler, you want to show these ladies how we folk? And this young soldier stands from the crowd and begins to sing. The world was once a haven safe of greed and fear and strife. That is until the humans came and bowed to hate and vice. When all seemed lost, the humans found they'd pushed trust far away. The dragons came, the men were slain, and peace then came to stay. Folk music, Edenians. This is the music of Karkatara, not that fucking rock music.
Well, first I want to say you have a beautiful tenor, my friend.
Thank you, my lady.
Yes, beautiful tenor.
And General Alvar has appeared behind you and says, come, I'll lead you to your tent. Everyone give a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
14 for Roscoe.
Ooh, an 8.
Out of 10.
And what did you roll, Roscoe?
A 14.
Great. You're all dead. No, I'm kidding. You all. It's the end of the series. No. You all find that the haunting melody of the soldier's song is now stuck in your head. My friends, I must say you're making a little bit of a groupie of me. I've now heard 2 of your songs and monkey-like.
How much of a groupie are we making of you, Herman?
Oh, I don't know. It's all so new to me. I've only worshipped gods up till now.
Worshipped?
How about rock gods, Herman?
Wait.
I never
I'm
worshipped.
on Herman.
I've never worshipped the rock god Domino, but you guys are the next best thing, I have to say. You rest for the night. The next morning, a horn is sounded outside that wakes you.
Look, guys.
The whales are back.
Everything.
The song is still earworming in your heads.
Shut up, Private, shut up.
All night I just heard that friggin' melody.
I feel like we could turn it into something.
I don't know.
Outside your tent, you see soldiers have begun running drills. A sergeant approaches Edgar and says, General Alva has instructed me to point you toward Redfear, but I trust you know the way?
Indeed I do, my good man, indeed I do.
Very well. And he salutes and rejoins his squadron. All right, maggots!
Oh.
Well,
Everyone
off
understood
to
that.
the keep of Redfear to see what the day holds, my friends.
Shall we bring the horses with us or do this on foot?
Why would we walk?
Yeah.
Horses, Herman.
I don't know. We want to keep them
oh my
safe.
God.
I don't know.
Herman, look at me.
Herman,
Look at
leave
that
this to
walk,
the
Mike.
professionals. Please,
I'm-
Herman.
Just get up on Smelly Love, okay?
I'm
You did
sorry,
this.
I
It'll be
even
fine.
suggested it.
Yeah,
You
let's
mount your
go.
horses.
Let's go.
You mount your horses and you leave the camp. You traverse the winding switchbacks of the valley. Once at the bottom, the gleaming city lays just before you. Sounds of chaos echo within.
What kind of sounds of chaos?
Like
a
yelling
party,
and-
or
You hear some like blasts and you hear some yelling and like people running around. It sounds kind of like a small battle is happening.
I mean,
Okay.
the only thing I could think of is we could play.
we write a
play that?
brand new song right here, right now. Our first song ever. And then perform it inside. You will have my verbal confirmation that for the moment, we are a band. Now,
That's fine. That's all I need.
I perfectly reserve the right to go solo anytime I so please.
Jocasta, you can hear quietly in your ear, the monk has been quietly singing the soldier song from last night.
Oh God, no.
I'm sorry, it's just such a bop.
Herman, shut up.
I mean, it's got a little
Stop.
earworm situation going. I know it does. I'm
bop.
telling you, we could use the hook from this song to
You know what a
create
bop
something
is?
new. You know, like we could what is the word I'm looking for? We could
Oh,
sample
a
it.
remix. Oh, a sample. Okay.
How are we gonna make that rock? I mean, come on. This is insane.
Roscoe,
Really
check.
makes me
I'm
wanna
Edgar
stick an
Hawk.
ice pick directly
I
in
can
my
make
right eye.
anything rock.
Roscoe,
believe
you just
him.
gotta believe here. We can do this. We have done it already with
And so-
with 2 other songs. We can do it.
Okay, everyone give me a roll for it.
A songwriting role?
The
Is it a
songwriting
performance?
roll. Yeah. Yeah, you can roll performance for it.
17, baby.
Come on, Lord.
24, fam.
19.
Oh my gosh.
15 for Roscoe.
Gorge. And would you roll, Edgar?
A 24.
You guys have written
damn.
this weird folk rock bop, y'all. You guys really like it. Herman is practically giddy. I'm saying you've got 3 in the tank now. I'm really feeling you guys.
I'm impressed. This
Jojo?
is something.
Yes.
Pugface, Roscoe, I think we have a hit on our hands here.
When we play the song and they're like, who do we thank for this amazing thing? Who do we say we are?
What about Herman's Hermits?
That is
Herman,
Don't
you
like
are
that.
not in this band.
What if it was
Oh.
like the first of our names, so like a PJEC or a CPJE?
Hey, I was really into that
E.
small band back there called Dismay at the Mead Hall. That was a pretty sweet name, and I don't think they're big.
That is a
so,
good name.
You know.
Poor
Bands go
travelers
through a
in
lot
the
of names before they find the one that really suits them,
All
Doesn't
right,
mean we
well, then
can't
something
change it.
temporary. Something temporary.
The Beef Sovereigns.
Uh,
That's where
The
we were
Beef
last.
Sovereigns.
Oh, I
It
hate
just
that.
came to my head.
What about wait, what about the Beat Sovereigns?
The
Beat
Oh,
in there.
I love a good
Sovereigns.
pun.
That's funny. That's funny. I can get on board with that.
Come,
That's
ride
funny.
forth, beat sovereigns. You enter the city and you come upon 2 young elves with mohawks brandishing green bottles and squaring off against 6 Red Fear Rangers, the Karkataran City Watch. 2 more young elves shred on their lutes upon a nearby roof where you can see magical yellow bolts shooting out from their instruments, giving them an electric sound. The 2 elves throw their green bottles at the Rangers, which explode into quickfire. The Rangers reel back as the elves escape down an alleyway. A Ranger shouts, "I hate my job."
People of Red Fear, it is I, Edgar Hawk, come to save Karkatara. Throw down your weapons of war and make music, my friend.
As you say this, Edgar, you see many, many more Red Fear Rangers and many of these Mohawked revolutionaries enter the streets. You sort of got like roughly 200 people at your attention.
We call it... What do we call it? Jojo, what do we call it?
We call it oh God, I don't know. The folk of rock.
The folk of rock.
The Rangers prepare for the worst, as do the rebels. As do the rebels. You could see like tension mounting as they both fear the thing they do not understand.
Folk music.
And we play the song.
Or you play the song. Everyone give me a performance check.
All right.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
22 for Roscoe.
Actually, and everyone roll with advantage because you know you wrote a bop.
Oh, I lost my other die.
22
With
for
advantage.
Roscoe.
16.
With advantage,
With
I got an
advantage,
8.
Great.
I got a 15 with advantage.
With
Fantastic.
advantage?
Y'all play the most incredible folk rock hybrid. The Rangers and Revolutionaries stare at you, at first unable to comprehend what they're listening to. Then as they look to one another to seek to understand, They jointly yell, "Hell yeah!" and a veritable party erupts in the streets as the two sides lay down their weapons. The sheriff of the Red Fear Rangers approaches you and says, "That was bloody brilliant. What do you call that?"
We call that folk rock.
Yeah.
Folk rock, my word. I've never heard anything like it. Also, this was a character that I wrote so much dialogue for, who sounds like Michael Caine, and he's a real delight. I hope you get to know him more in the future. Well, tell me, my friends, what is it you wish? You have resolved this horrible revolution. I will give you anything that is in my power.
We wish to see the Queen.
Yes.
Yep.
Come, I shall guide you to Her Majesty. And you proceed to follow the sheriff to the Elven Keep. As the elves continue to dance in the street, everyone high-fives you as you pass. And that's where we will end our episode!
Yes, hello, my friends. Thank you very much. It's made to recognize.
Hopefully the gemstone will be out soon.
Recognize me.
Thank goodness that the drummer of the Beat Sovereigns rolled well, because I was like, beats, I can't.